Incoming transmission from Vice Admiral Richard Sams, Regional Coordinator Region 20, SFI.
Command codes verified.
Good evening. Very warm welcome to everyone. Hope you all are well this evening. Excuse me, frog in the throat. Very nice to have you with me this evening. New time, same waffle, new time. Moved it a bit later because it fits in better for what I'm doing, and it seems to work well with other chats that happen around this time. So we'll see how it goes. Evening, Mark. Nice to see you, sir. And Pip, hi, good evening. Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to put up first. Most importantly, because I will get nagged at if I don't. Awards. Nominations for the regional awards are now open. They're open until the 3rd of April, so you have a few weeks left, but please get them in early. As we said before, as detailed as possible. All the information you need is on the nominations page, so you can look at that and get yourself lined up for what you need. Go and get that information, write your nomination, then go on to the page, cut and paste, and send it in. You do need everything that's on there, so you'll need your own SEC number, you'll need the SEC number and the name of the person that you're nominating, what award you're nominating them for, and most importantly, why. And as we keep stressing, the why needs to be detailed, because the awards panel, the awards team, will not see the names of the people that they're reviewing. They will get an anonymized, completely anonymized citation for the person. So it needs to be as detailed as possible. All the information is on the page there. If you're unsure about the SCC number, then speak to your own CO, your own chapter commanding officer. They will be able to either show you how you can look it up on the database, or they'll be able to supply it to you direct. Really quite simple. Anyone can look. There is actually under one of the posts in 10 Forward about the awards, there is a couple of steps about how to do it, to find on the to find someone else's SEC number. It's really quite easy. Here we got good evening, Andy. Evening, Mark. Yes, gone medical tonight with my Lord above that side. Medical staff member. Just this mirrored screen does confuse the heck out of me. Not that it takes a lot, granted, but there you are. Evening, Jerry. Evening, Sven. Nice to see everyone. Where are we? So that's down that one. Right, next one on my list. I'll pop that in the chat. Oh, yes, it comes up twice. It goes on the YouTube as well, doesn't it? Wonderful Wednesdays is open. You are looking this week. Oh, wait, where am I going? This week it is for. Oh, let's get rid of that. Forget the banner stay up. There you are. It's for one of those 4 coasters that are on the right hand side there. Please note that the 2020 compatch is not to scale. It's not. The 2020 compatch is not the size of 4 coasters. It's just the way the pictures have lined up. But essentially, it'll be a case of, if you are the winner, if your name is drawn out of the hat on Saturday, then you will be able to pick one of those 4 coasters to use. Simple as that. And of course, all you need to do is click on that link I've just provided, and that will take you to the form, and literally all you have to put on the form is your name. It really is as simple as that. Pip asks, closing date for nominations, it is midnight on Saturday the 3rd of April. So you have until the first weekend in April. You have all of March, essentially. All of March. Plus a couple of days. This time it's been rounded up to the end of midnight on the Saturday night. So you have all of March to do it, essentially. If you work on that, then you won't be late. Really, that's the best way to think about it. So I mentioned, yes, so we're also live on, or I'm also live on YouTube as well this evening. As you know, we've started now to make an effort to copy information and bits and pieces elsewhere than just on Facebook, to give people a chance to join in, even if they don't do Facebook. So these broadcasts now go out on YouTube at the same time as they go on Facebook. And we also have our Discord server, which has started off quite well. We've had some nice, lively chats and bits on there. It's quite interesting. It's, we'll describe it as Discord seems a better place to have an on-the-spur chat rather than on Facebook, where comments get layered and jumped up. So it's a bit more on the spur of the moment, Discord. Link for that is in tenfold and will be posted up again at the end. I'm not going to post it on there because these get saved and can be viewed by anyone later on. And the Discord, like our 10 forward page, is just for our 20 members. So we'll put the information in that. It also went out in the mail shop that you should have had at the start of the week. Listed in there was the Discord link and the YouTube link. Please, if you get a chance, just pop onto the YouTube and subscribe. Whether you follow it on YouTube or not, I'm really not that fast. But you will see that the link is a lovely, rolls off the tongue, random set of figures and letters. That's our channel reference. And we can't do anything about modifying that until the channel's been open for 30 days. So that'll be next month. And we have a 100 subscribers as well. So it would be nice to make it something that's slightly easier for people to remember, but it will depend on us having enough subscribers at least by the end of that 30 days, but probably slightly longer than that. But please do go and just click the subscribe button. As I say, doesn't matter to me where you follow it from. As long as you're following it, that's the main thing, because at least then we know that these are being useful. Talking to the mail shop, if you have any feedback on it, then please do hit reply on the email that you got. That will come straight through to the regional team for us to review, or mention it to your CEOs and whatever. They've been asked to feedback on stuff. I've had a few people come back, thank you very much, and so far it's been positive feedback. It's something different, and if we don't try different things, we won't know what does and doesn't work, and if they're useful, which is the important thing for me. I'm up for trying lots of things, but only if they then prove useful will they continue to be used. That's really the way we need to be looking at things. What we will look at doing, probably once the awards are all done and out the way, which is and probably when the award winners are announced, is when it's likely that we will send out the next one, because we're aiming, it won't be any more than once a month, and that will be on average, because it won't be every month either, but certainly no more than once a month. We envisage them going out, but we will send out one with the award winners. We'll then probably look to running a short competition just to give the mail shot a name, because it would be quite nice to give it a name, give it a bit of an identity for when it goes out, so that people know what it's doing and can look out for it. Again, but with all the things, it was made very clear at the start of the mail shot. It was sent to you because you're a member of Starfleet in Region 20. But if you don't want to, you can unsubscribe for it. There you are, nice and easy. You can unsubscribe from it, and makes it, the control is all yours. Is essentially what I'm saying. It's all yours to control. Get it if you want it if you don't unsubscribe, it's really not a problem, because what we're aiming for is that there won't be any information that's in that that's not repeated elsewhere. That's the whole idea of doing it, is that it will duplicate is the right word, that's what it's doing. It's just making sure the information goes out on more than one channel in more than one way, so that everyone has an opportunity to get the same information, which is all towards part of your membership, of course. Not region specific, but talking about different methods of communication. There is also SFI have relaunched forums. There are forums available if you are a fan of forums or you're happy using them. That I'm going to type that in. There is nice and easy. There you are, nice and easy. Forums.sfi.org will get you there. You'll need to register, and you will need your SCC number for that. Again, like everything else, it's not compulsory. It's there if you want to use it. But obviously, things like forums and Discord, to a degree, well, it's the same as Facebook was when it started there. It needs a core number of people to make it worthwhile engaging with, really. So please think about it. If forums are your thing, something you can get involved with, then there's another option there for you to get involved with stuff. As I said, hopefully it was made clear during the mail shot when we've discussed this before. There is no plan to leave Facebook. Certainly, we don't envisage leaving it voluntarily, but we are aware there are a number of people who don't use Facebook, don't want to engage in Facebook. So that's why we're giving them all these other options. And also, it's giving us a little bit of security in case things with Facebook go wobbly. If they change how they want to run stuff, if it means it's more restrictive, people are less keen to use it. At least we've got some other stuff already in place so that we're not completely caught with no way of being able to talk to everyone. So that's what it's all about. Really, it's all about giving you the choice that is out there. So that's really it. One more piece of information you will have seen. Now, this is actually it is on Discord as well. It's been posted in Discord and it's on 10 Forward. The new edition of the Runabout has been published this evening, issue 32. Runabout, for those you don't know, is our regional newsletter. What happens with it is that it is a regional newsletter first, so it is only for it's only published within Region 20 for the first couple of weeks, first 4 weeks, and then it's pushed out more widely. It's put onto the regional website and can be pushed out elsewhere. It's a bit of a binary beast. It is first and foremost the region's newsletter, your newsletter. Its contents are dependent on members of the region. Sorry, brain's gone fuzzy. Submitting articles for it, but it can also be useful as a recruiting tool to highlight what we do as a region, and useful as a talking point with people. So that's why we then later on make it more available for people to look at. But it's a good edition. I've had a quick skim through. I tend to skim through it first, and I'll have a proper read of it at the weekend when I've got the time to sit down and bring it up on I bring it up on my iPad so that it's slightly bigger than reading it on the phone. But it looks good as always. There's some interesting bits there I'm looking forward to reading. And as always, a massive thanks to all of the team that have worked hard to get it produced, put together and out for everyone. It's great. It's really appreciated. It is really good to have a good quality regional newsletter at our disposal. So many thanks to everyone for all your work on that. Was that so now? I understand Facebook have made some changes to the way groups are classified. Understand Facebook made some changes to my groups classified, which impacts somewhat on privacy settings. The problem is that they keep changing, which is one of the problems that's been highlighted about Facebook, is that they keep changing the goalposts, as it were, which means that people are less comfortable using it. Hence, part of these bits is that participants rather than members and public groups being very public. Oh, just what the changes they're making. Right, I say sorry, it took me a while to work the connection out there with the two messages. But they keep constantly evolving. It's their platform; they're entitled to do so. But it does make people less comfortable with using it, which is what started off all these conversations about using different bits and pieces. There you go. I always think it is better if we're not relying on one medium. Back in the day, that used to be mainly email. Then it always worries me if it's only ever one thing, because then if that breaks or if someone can't access that, then you start making it harder for people to engage and get and do stuff. Especially at the moment when we still can't actually physically meet for those chapters that do physical meetings, or even the other chapters in my own where we would arrange specific meetups. Can't even do those at the moment. So being able to effectively communicate electronically is really important now more than ever. So that's it, and that is, now mentioning the one about that, is all of my parish notices, as it were. So if anyone's got anything they want to raise up or question, then please say so now. I have another question to ask later, but I'll link that in with something into it'll go onto one of the groups later on, but I'll ask it later. But is anyone got anything they want to mention or say at the moment? Cat disappearing. Oh, just double bounce around and check on Facebook bit as well. So actually, I haven't got the photo. Let me. I'm going to need to dig around. I'll have my face down because I'm going to dig around to find something to show you. And the easiest way to do that is to check it straight from. This uniform, Dan, is from. Someone will get there quicker than me again. It is from a seller on eBay who also has a Facebook group. Please, if someone gets there before me, because I could never remember. I should actually plug it in as a. There we go. Plug it into the message so you can click on it. That's the Facebook group. And then within that Facebook group, you can get links to the eBay store where they sell stuff. But it's already got, I mean, I've got a couple of uniforms. I've got this one, I've got the red variant of this, and I have the red and yellow Picard 23.99 uniforms. The yellow one I've got is actually, they did a second version. So the red I've got has got the plain red across the top, but the yellow has got the Delta printed fabric across there. So it's the patchboard is the picture I was just trying to find, Mark. Funnily enough, come on. Oh, where am I going to put that? There. There's one thing I want to show on it. In fact, actually, bear with me. Yeah, I'll have to fiddle about with it a bit. But yeah, no, it's we've mentioned that before. We'll emphasise. I personally, I would recommend that group. I think the uniforms they sell are very good for the price they charge, but there are other uniform groups or sellers available, and the region doesn't. The region isn't recommending them, or SFI isn't recommending them. Personally, I think they're good, but that's all that's what I need to. That's what I need to say. Is it's not the region; it's me personally recommending. Just to be short. Sorry, I'm just trying to do something. I've got my microphone in the way. Right, so two things. So yeah, Mark said they were. Mark's got some different ones as well. He's got the dress whites, the Nemesis dress whites, but a medical variant. So with the blue, the blue/teal piping around the bits and bobs there, but they're very nice. Yeah. What to do? Sorry, I need to work out where I need to go to get on the bits I want to show you. Oh, actually, I can just do it as a share. That would be easier. Right. So you might have seen, because I posted it in 10 Forward the other day, that I'd finished. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's pants. It doesn't come out anywhere near big enough. Right, let's stop that. I'll do it the other way around. A very slow-going lockdown project of mine, based on a suggestion from Robbie, was I just mentioned that I had a growing collection of SFI patches, and didn't know what to do with them. I didn't like the idea that they were just sitting in a box, which is what they were doing. So he suggested a patch board, and I got it finished this week. It's better. That's slightly better, and that's it. So it shows. They're mainly the SFI ones I've got. I've got some other Trek related ones, but I thought I'd leave this one as SFI. Then if I get more, which hopefully I will, I'll start a second board and go with theirs. So that's it. So go through it. So the top left hand corner, that the white card that says USS Merlin launch patch, and right next to it is the smallest of the 3 Merlin patches I have up there. That's they were our launch patches. So that one actually has NX. That was our shakedown patch. So that has NX on it. The other two, the ones underneath it, are the first and then the current version of our patches, which are NCC. Now we're commissioned. And then going down, I've got a couple of Merlin concept patches. There's the Enterprise style patch, then a Merlin medical one, a Merlin Mako one. Then right at the bottom is the world's biggest patch for our Marine Strike group. Ian Struthers had made. They're absolutely awesome. 396 MSG patches. They're Mahusha, 6 inches. Gloriously big patch. They're brilliant. So then a couple of other ones, bits and bobs. So towards the middle there, you'll see that there's 2 oblong ones. The red one, regional staff member, I had those made when I became RC to give out to members of my staff, rather craftily and without my knowledge, when they were designed, because I asked Erica to do the design for me. She got talking with Mark, who manufactured the patches for me, and between them, the sneaky pair of so-and-sos connived to do the white one, which is, it says Region 20 Regional Coordinator. So I have my own one. So I've got one of each of those up there. Then there is a Region 20 Medical patch underneath. And then right underneath that, this is one that Dan will know. I found that literally it was buried with something completely different. Envelope with a few bits in, which was with nothing else that was SFI. I'm not quite sure how it got there. That is the patch for the USS Ark Royal. which no longer exists as a ship, but does still exist as a chapter within the region. It is what is now the USS Stargazer. It has the same registry number as when it was the Ark Royal, and in fact, I think it has the same motto as well. Just that the name was changed. So I found that I thought I'll put that on because it's part of my journey. Both Dan and I captained the Ark Royal at various points. Then towards the bottom, I've grouped up all of the 20th Brigade related patches that I've got hold of over the time. Then on the right hand side, various ones from different chapters, the two different variations of the Appleton patch, the NX and NCC Concord patches, a Cullen patch, one from 2020 Con, and right in the middle there, two from the two summits where we've given out patches, 2017 in Edinburgh and 2019 in Windsor. Right above the Windsor one is a patch from the USS Wessex, which is commanded by Commodore Ron Coleman, who attended the 2017 summit when he was the Starfleet Chief of Operations. So it's good. It sort of shows a bit of my Starfleet my Starfleet journey, as it were. Oh, that's weird, Dan. So Dan oversaw the name change from Ark Royal to Stargazer, and I was a CO when it changed to the Ark Royal. It was originally the ISS. It was a Mirror Universe ship, the ISS Rassilon. For any Doctor Who fans, it was the ISS Rassilon, and then it became the USS Ark Royal, and then became the USS Stargazer, which is what it currently is. It's the it's the longest serving ship in the region, albeit it's on its third iteration, but it's the longest serving continuous chapter in the region. So the reason I was pausing, I wanted to ask a question. So that's all that. You notice at the top left hand corner there is a Region 20 patch. That's quite big, and it was about 4 inches. Now, we had some of those made up a few years ago. It was a one-off run. The firm that does those doesn't make them anymore. But a couple of people have mentioned it and have asked, and it's fuzzy because I've just blown it up from that. I've just blown it up from the picture of my patch frame. But there you are. Now, ideally, I'd get it down to about 3 inches if possible, because the 4-inch one is a bit too big. Maybe draw it down by half and saying that, looking at it, not too bad. Would people be interested in R20 patches? We haven't done them for a while. We've concentrated on the com badges over the last few years. But if people were interested, we could start making some inquiries about those to see what people like anything else. If people are interested, then we'll get them made up. We'll get them made up and we'll see what they come out like, and we'll go from there. But it's interesting. I just thought about it because a couple of people mentioned it. Said, "Oh, have you just printed out the logo?" I said, "No, actually, it's a patch." So there you go. Okay, well, I'm getting a few answers there. I will ask the question on 10 forward as well, so that people are aware. But it's okay. It looks like that's a go. So there'll be something different for this year as well. We haven't done patches for a while. We'll see how see what comes out cost wise, etc. Cool. Half an hour. Now, is anything else they want to mention? So I'll close that down because it's getting confused with something in front. That's better. Yeah. Talking of stuff, we had a couple of people asking after I posted my patching up. So currently at the moment, I know the Merlin have patches for sale. I know the Concorde have patches for sale. Don't know if any of the other chapters do at the moment. But information on those can be found in QM stores, which is a separate group who applied the same principle as we have all of our special interest groups separated out. is that we put all the QM stuff somewhere else, because people don't always want to be bombarded on the main group with stuff if they don't have an interest in buying bits and bobs. So it's all in a group. The benefit of it as well is that all that's in that group is QM stuff. So you haven't got to wade through tons and tons of posts to try and find that one post you remember seeing a month ago about something for sale. It'll all be in there. So if you are interested in having a look, then there you go. And if there's something that you've seen somewhere but isn't in QM stores, then either contact the chapter direct or ask the regional team, and we will put you in touch with the relevant people at the relevant chapter who can tell you whether it's available or not. Easy as that. There you are. So that's about it from me. Just to emphasize again, awards. We had a very different year last year, as we all know, but there was a lot done, a lot of good work done by a lot of people. So I really hope that this year we have it. I say this in absolutely the nicest possible way, but I really hope the awards team have a difficult job, because they have so many good nominations to look at. And there's no reason why they shouldn't have, because there was a lot undertaken by a lot of people last year, stepping up and going above and beyond. So I really do hope that we get some really, really good nominations, which in turn will mean that we get some really good winners, which then become our really strong nominations for the Fleet Awards, just to put us out there and show that we can hold our own against the rest of the fleet, which we have done in various categories over the last few years. Well, something especially this time, it would be nice to continue that trend. I think it's really this time. I think this year. So we're looking at 2020. This set of awards for me feel really, really important about recognising stuff. So you go, and there is precedent. I will say this: there is precedent if there are really good awards. The awards team will have to come to a decision and give me a winner. But there is precedent for them coming and saying it was really close run, but we plumped with option A, but we really would recommend something for option B. Then there are options available. I have commendations available to allocate if I wish to do so. And as I say, it has been done before. We have given the region has issued via the RC and RC's commendation for someone who was very, very highly commended, as it were, at the regional awards. So, I'm saying that purely for the fact of there's no point me putting this one forward, because loads of other people get put forward and they won't win, so there's no point, blah, blah, blah. There's always a point. Please, I want, let's get lots of good nominations in, because lots of people did lots of good stuff last year. Can't stress that enough. Really can't stress that enough. Some fantastic stuff done across the region the whole of last year. So that's the awards nomination. I'm also really proud of the fact I don't think there are many regions that do nominations in the way we do. I'm aware that quite a few regions restrict nominations to chapters, so each chapter can put forward someone for each of the categories, but we don't. We've always opened it up to the region. The region can nominate the region, essentially, as far as the personal awards are concerned. The chapter-based awards are slightly different, because they have some quite specific criteria. So that's why I deal direct with those, with the relevant chapter CEOs. But for the personal awards, I think it's really, really good that we as a region listen to what the region says. So it's not just a small group doing this. It is as open as it can be, really, and I'm really proud of that. And it works really well. It's a lot of work for the awards team, especially for the awards chief, but it's really good. Yeah, and as Dan says, because Dan's done this as well as I have. Everyone's view is unique, so their thoughts might just sway the ball. It is, and so some people have asked before. So, if it's all anonymised, does it just mean that you'll end up with 110 nominations to look through for Officer of the Year? If 50 of those are for the same person? No, what happens is, so Jim gets the raw nominations in, and what he will do is he will then amalgamate. So if there are 50 nominations for Officer John Smith, he'll amalgamate those. Now, and what you will probably find is that there will be a lot of, when that happens, it tends to be, and I'm speaking from my experience as the awards director under Dan, as it happens, is that there'll be something that the person's done that is recognised by a few people. So let's just say, for example, because I know I can see it because it was about me. So if people are saying organised the virtual convention. Now, a few people might say that's fine. So that'll get put in as one thing. Now, if someone says organised the virtual convention and hosted several of the panels, then Jim can add that in, and that's what we're talking about. So if 10 people might say organise the online convention, that goes in once, but then the added bits, as Dan says, those unique views will all add up, and then that nomination starts doing that, and then becomes a nice solid nomination that has lots and lots of information about the person. That's why it's a lot of work, but it's great because then once he's done all that, then he will strip out the names. And in fact, last year, what they did as well was they were made, the nominations were gender non-specific. So it wasn't even a case of you could try and suss who it was because they're talking about her or him or whatever. So it was always they. So Officer 7 has been nominated because they were responsible for. They did. And it was all, and so it is as anonymous as it can be. And to prove that point all the way through is that you're going through, and last year Jim was a rep for his chapter for Space Dock Birmingham. Excuse me. And completely unknowingly, his fellow reps voted him as Officer of the Year. He was nominated, but he had no idea he was nominated. And we engineered it when we did the awards presentation video, so that he didn't know. So he knew at the same time everyone else knew. It was great. But that just proves the worth of I think the worth of our system is that it's done as fairly as possible, and the people who the awards team put through to me as the winners are being put forward based on their achievements, not on who they are, not on who they know, not on what chapter they belong to, what they have done. That's the really important bit, and that's what happens. It works really well. So it is really important that you put those nominations in, because don't assume it's if you assume you're not going to bother because your CO will put it in, or your XO will put it in, or your mate on the chapter will put it in. If they're all thinking the same, then no one puts a nomination in. So put it in. We'd rather get the nomination 4 times than not get it at all. All right. I know I'm labouring the point. I'm very aware of the fact that I'm labouring the point, and I don't care. It's really, really important, more so than ever this year. So if I keep if I use it like a mantra and keep rattling on about it, maybe it'll sink in and you'll go and do it. And then you can tell me in a private message. I wouldn't expect you to put it on there. Shut up, Sam's. I've already nominated. Shut up. Jim gave me an update last weekend. So yes, it hadn't been open a week. Nominations hadn't been hadn't been open a week, and there were a good number of nominations had been received already. So it's really good. But there's a way with these things, is that people tend to have a burst at the start and then they forget all about it. So we will keep on. We will keep nagging you about it, because this is the really big opportunity to recognise what people have done, made at this point at our local level across our region. But then, as we say, to get these really good nominations in so that we can dominate at the Fleet Awards later on in the year. Okay, all right. So now that's me just stepping off my soapbox, but I'm quite happy doing it about the awards. Just to say thank you ever so much for joining in, for tuning in and joining in this evening. It's been very nice to catch up with you all again. I will be back in 2 weeks' time, unless I have a particular urge to do another Sunday morning edition, as soon as I can't go anywhere on Sundays at the moment. So I may do another Sunday morning edition, but I may not. Who knows? We'll wait and see. We'll see how the muse, if the muse lands upon me, and if there's anything really worth talking about. Other than that, I will see you all in a fortnight on here. No doubt chat to some of you across our various forms of media in the meantime. But until we catch up again, please do stay safe. Follow the guidelines, do what you need to do. And I'm looking forward, everything crossed, fingers mainly, everything else crossed as well, that we can meet up towards the end of this year, and then look forward to getting back into a whole normal flow of things for 2022. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you all soon. Good night, all.
I'm going to sleep this off. Please let me know if there's some other way we can screw up tonight.